then
I would say,
do you understand what he's saying?
yeah, but that would be some concept, and I don't want to follow any concept even here, just because when I meditate, I don't follow any concept at all. I just feel that I already know the answers, and I can't explain how it works. Probably, I think that it means that we are all the same energy, and that in every part of the space we are all the same. It means that everything is already in me, like it is in you, it is in Ilya, in Rashid, and Artyom. We are all the same energy, and it means that we can get connected to everything in any point. So that's what I can. That's my understanding of this, probably. But when I do it, of course, I this is not what in my mind at this very moment.
Yeah, you don't want to follow any concept like listening to yourself. You mean like that?
How you mean how I do it?
No. My question was, what do you understand from Ilya? Ilya said it's listening to yourself. And when you listen to yourself, what happens? What do you see there? He said, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it's like.
I say that it's not even listening to myself. So it's not myself, but it's, let it call part of God in me. But it sounds so superficial, guys. So that's why I don't want to say these words.
You don't want to say that it's like the God inside of me or something like that. It's cliche. It's because it's cliche that you don't want to use them, right?
Well, I'm not a religious person, So of course I was born in a Christian family, but I'm not religious at all. I'm not religious. I'm a spiritual person.
Okay, so you don't follow a religion, but you follow your own inner kind of like inner intuition, feelings, sentiments, whatever. Like, what is it? Inner voice. Something like that.
Just the God is one anyway. So it doesn't mean just all religions. They are talking about same things, just in different language, and also they try to bring something that is how to say beneficial for
or profitable. It depends on what you want to say.
Profitable, beneficial, right? That's why it's not the way of understanding. Of course, we can read some spiritual texts, and I also do. But again, probably I'm not just for this purpose in this life, not to read spiritual texts. That's why I'm not very good at it. Sometimes, for example, I have a book by Blavatsky. Probably you know that. So this text was appeared in a way of channeling. Do you know what channeling means? Channeling, yeah. So this is the process of getting connected with some spirits and getting information from there. And that's why such texts, they're usually very complicated I can give you a link just to understand what is there.
Okay.
So, of course, I'm not very familiar with this technology. I have never been in this process myself. Just I know that it exists.
Yeah, you know that it
there
exists.
is something in it. Of course, I have no idea. So, but I
So
can
you said it's in all of us, and there's like we can connect to it and so on. Like there's this Atman in Hindu philosophy, right? In Hindu religion, whatever. There's this Atman, and in Hindu, are you familiar with the Hindu religion?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what is moksha and Atman? Can you explain those?
Oh not this way. No.
Okay, so there's kind of like this reincarnation cycle and so on. But basically, it's like all these different things like Ilya, Zen, Artyom, Rashid. It's like all one being in different manifestations, and it's like the idea of selfhood is actually an illusion. That everyone is actually connected in some way, like idea, Actually, they are like the different manifestations of the same soul. The
Yeah,
god,
they also
whatever.
they call it Maya. They call it Maya.
It is like,
This
Maya.
world, that we can see and experience. This is Maya. This is an illusion. Right?
I can see disapproval by Rashid. Rashid, what do you feel?
No, no. Just it's really hard to understand because
Oh, you're like mind boggled, maybe.
it's too late.
No,
Is it
never
too late for?
Never too late, guys.
Yeah, well, not when you're dozing off, like like yesterday I was dozing off like that, and I decided to go to sleep. So that's too late. That's too late. So you shouldn't be having these kind of conversations when you're dozing off, right? But like,
I think sleeping is the best meditation for me.
which one? Who?
Sleeping is the best meditation. For me.
Sleeping. But sleeping is not like, okay. Well, there's a. Right, we are changing terms now, right? By meditate, there's a completely different understanding of meditation than what we are doing in this context right now. But of course, it could happen. Some people have like lucid dreams. They go with the intention of staying inside of the dream and actually exploring their dream world, right? They explore. There's a very interesting movie called Waking World. Waking World. Waking World. Yeah. Yeah, Zen is thinking about it.
Yeah, just I'm thinking about the author of the book. It's very, very, very famous. Of course, and I have read it, but just about the being able to get inside your dream and to act there.
It's about the lucid dreams, right? Well, if you find it out, share it with us. Now let's hear a bit from Artyom. Do you know what lucid dreams are, Artyom?
Yeah. Like when you in like conscious during like you can.
When you're conscious during your sleep, right?
You can perceive your.
You can
dream.
perceive and even lead the dream. You can feel the dream. You can lead the dream. You can you can actually direct the movie, right? So you can take different directions inside of your dream. You can choose what to do in your dream.
Yeah, actually, I have read that we have like now we have a lot of like people who can.
Yeah, I also know that it can be dangerous though. Like you can have difficulty waking up from such dream, and it can be dangerous. I've heard. Let's see. Are lucid dreams dangerous? Because I remember reading some stuff about them. The dangers of lucid dreaming. Sleep Foundation. Yeah, dangerous. Yeah, there's like dangers associated with it, right? It's not so simple. I mean, imagine you cannot wake up from that dream, like you're struggling with waking up from it, or I don't know, like what kind of dangers. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. What kind of meditations are there? So we mentioned that it can be experienced on a different level. We have just seen Rashid talk about like sleep as a form of meditation, which can be understood in different ways. So. Like there are different ways and concepts. Like we use one word, but we actually ascribe different meanings to it, right? We associate different meanings with it. Designate.
A guided meditation, I would say, and I never use it, but they're quite popular nowadays, and there are special applications with guided meditations, a lot of things on YouTube, but they don't work for me at all.
I remember once I was next to the sea in Istanbul, and there was this psychologist, the girl. Well, she was my girlfriend, but anyway, it was one of our first meetings, and she did this kind of like mindfulness thing to me. We are sitting in front of the sea, and she asked me to close my eyes, and she guided me. Like it was really very interesting. Like the way she could guide my consciousness, the way she could guide my feelings. And like direct my attention to some, whatever. Or it was really interesting, and I found it really a fabulous experience. It was a wonderful experience. I can still remember. Yeah.
Well, I think it does make sense when you really trust the person, when you are devoted to someone, and that would be really incredible experience in this way. Not just when you're listening to
that was one of our first meetings.
Anonymous guy on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, that's right. When you don't even know the person, it's like a foreigner, stranger on a YouTube, right? Video.
Yeah.
It could be. It wouldn't probably have the same effect, perhaps, and it's not the same as a person who is well, she's guiding my whatever it is, but she's also sensing how I'm like in that moment. She's not like some one-way thing. It's two ways, right? All right. So, well, let's hear. Would you like to try some guided meditation, Artem?
Now, I guess no. For example, when you feel nervous, I don't know. So I guess I can easily notice that I feel worse than like usual when I'm nervous. So like my how to say, my thoughts, I don't know, my how my brain is working now affect my condition, my physical affects my physical condition. So I guess it's okay. Like it is. It might be like true. So, but now I guess we don't have like some system, some, how to say, some maybe some significant approach to manage with all of these things. Yeah, I guess maybe in the future, if we have some like systems, some like solid basics in this area, so yeah.
So basic, like some basic knowledge, some fundamentals. You mean that you don't trust it yet? You mean, right?
Yeah.
But wait a second. I mean, like, well, this is an experience you need to have to be able to understand what it is. I mean, it's not like some, it's not like, you know, dark matter that whether it exists or not needs to be. You will believe it when it's proven. Like you don't know yet. It's not something like that. I mean, this is something that you need to experience to kind of like understand, right? It's not about proofs, is it?
No, like I mean, I meant like we need to have some, for example, some system, like some exact steps how to do something. Yeah,
there are a lot. you have many systems.
What's that again?
And
what did you say, Zan?
I said we need to write algorithm.
Yeah, like certain algorithm, and we need to analyze this algorithm and try this algorithm on a huge, number of people.
This is a performance. Like imagine improvisational music. I mean, of course, there are some guiding algorithms behind jazz music, for example. Like there's like certain keys that you go from and to, like tonals, like whatever. There are some rules, but it's not just those rules. It's a performance, and you go above and beyond those rules, and it's a performance. Now, you cannot have an algorithm like for this experience. It would not be authentic if you had an algorithm. It would destroy the experience itself. Like, I'm trying to think about a better example, but I mean,
that was a nice example actually with jazz, I think.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Very nice one.
So I mean, you cannot expect an algorithm from a performer, like an actor, like before, or a musician, or something like that.
But stop. Like we have some goal for this, like to reach better condition, like for better mental, and we can measure it. But in case of jazz, you can't measure it.
In case of what? Jazz.
Jazz.
Okay. I mean, how would you measure the better condition?
Like, obviously, you're like, for example, I guess we can easy to measure like physical condition. Yeah.
Hormones or something like this.
Yeah.
But it's not your physical
IQ test, for example.
Yeah.
Try to pass IQ test before meditation, after that.
Yeah, why not?
Well, first of all, IQ is not something that I'm a big fan of. I don't like the IQ thing for its racism or cultural, bias or whatever, and it's not really test that measures intelligence. There are also different kinds of intelligence, and so on and so forth. IQ is, I don't like. I reach for my gun when I hear IQ, right?
But there is still no other methods to estimate.
To estimate, well, I mean, now we understand better than many people now understand better than before, where they used to think like IQ measures intelligence, period. But no, it is, it doesn't, and it's also not fair to many different groups of people who are not subject to same kind of culture or education and expectations to understand what's being expected of them, but they don't have the background for that kind of test. But anyway, so that was funny.
Yeah, but we will compare this before and after. Itself. Even if you have with some problems with due to culture or something, we will compare with itself before and after. So I think the error will be lower.
So if your IQ increases, but your IQ scores increase, you mean something like that? Then it seems okay. Well, increasing your intelligence is not the main goal here, but okay, yeah. So I mean, it could, according to some.
I guess it is possible to measure it at this level. There is no problem, I think. And I'm sure it is being done at the moment.
Probably they've tried.
Yeah, there is, for example, there is, probably you know this, the name of the guru, Sadhguru.
Sadhguru, I know, yeah.
Sadhguru, and he has a technology called inner engineering, and it is being tested, and so many people are going through this experience. And well, I guess all those things that you are discussing now, they were done, because he's very open to scientific world, and he takes part in many scientific discussions with psychologists and blah. So I'm absolutely sure that they have already tested all these methods on this level at least.
I'm looking at this actually on Inc.com. It says, want to raise your IQ by 23%? Neuroscience says to take up this simple habit. I guess they're talking about, because I checked for meditation. Before and after meditation changes, you will see, and so on. Okay, yeah. So let's go back to the questions, guys. I'm going to move on to the next one because we have a lot, and I usually don't manage to ask all of them. We're going to speed up a bit now. Did Europeans develop any meditation traditions or methods?
I think in Russia we have one. Kind of tradition of meditation in Russia.
In Russia,
we are sitting before the way something. If you are going to something far away from home, we need to sit and we are calling it to sit. Wait, how to translate it?
На дорожку.
На дорожку.
So sit на дорожку. Like you sit before you take every journey. And you do what?
Yeah. Before the journey, we need to sit at least for a minute and to think. If we forget something, like tickets and documents and stuff, it helps. Really helps. Yeah, I think it's kind of meditation.
Yeah, I mean, to check if you forgot the keys or documents, that's one thing. But
definitely, this is a meditation.
Well, it is a form. Yeah, it is a form. I guess. Is that? You want to comment on this?
Yes, really, guys. That's.
But it works.
Okay, yeah. There are many things that work.
Yeah, I mean, there's like this kind of like mental. Yeah, I mean, it's a form of meditation. But you see, meditation could be so wide as a term. I think we need to come up with 100 new words to describe what meditation is, instead of just using one word for all of those different things, right? Don't you think that it would be better if we used more words than just one to describe so many phenomena? Okay, so that's one thing that I could take away from this meeting, actually. So let's see. And in Russia you have this Nadoroshka siest, right? Interesting. Didn't know about that one. So what about Europe? I mean, Russia is kind of Europe. Even though Europeans don't want to admit that, but anyway. So, in Europe, do they have a tradition of meditation?
Are you talking about praying or what?
Meditation.
But just they accustomed it somehow from Eastern countries, from India.
Not the ones that they have expropriated from other cultures, but their original, authentic meditation techniques and traditions and stuff. Yeah, do they have it? Do they have it?
I have no idea. I haven't heard of it.
Me neither. I haven't heard of it either. That's why I'm asking. And I was thinking about today when I was asking these questions. I was thinking like, why is it that I don't know any European meditation stuff? Probably they don't meditate. I guess they don't kind of like. Maybe that's one of the things with the I'm very critical of Europe, so I'm like, I'm always trying to find something about Europeans that I don't like. So this could be one of them. So meditation stuff, right? Do they have a meditation tradition of meditation? No, not that you know of, right? Okay, no one knows. So why should I? Okay, let's say Artyom, why should you meditate?
You have to meditate.
Huh?
You have to meditate.
If I have to, yeah? If I have to.
No, not if you have to, but why should a person meditate? Is there any reason to meditate for a person?
No.
If somebody forces you with a gun to meditate, no. But yeah, why should you meditate?
If you wanna try, to meditate, for example, meditate.
Yeah, is there a reason why do you think a person should meditate? Take up meditation.
For example, you have some problems with your mental condition, and you are trying to fix it. Why not? Maybe I guess
mentally ill, try to fix it by medication.
It can be a reason to start meditate.
Yeah, I think I'll try that before I go nuts. All right, I'll try it. It's alternative medicine, psychological medicine. So, what about you, Ilya? What do you think? Why should a person meditate?
I think if a person has a medical condition, it's better to go to the doctor, I think.
For guided meditation. Guided medication.
Yeah, medication.
So personally, as I said earlier, I can't even imagine how I should live, what kind of things I should do in order to say that I need a meditation. So
you don't think you need it, right? You don't think you need it?
Yeah, I just feel comfortable. I'm a very calm and balanced person, so I don't have. I think I don't have any mental problems.
Right?
Sorry?
You're at peace with yourself. You're in a stabilized situation. You have a stable mind. You think?
Yeah, I think.
You're stable.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Long-term support, LTS, right? Ilya, LTS.
If I have to find an answer to some question, I go to the internet or to Google it. I don't know. So why should I close my eyes and ask to face? I don't.
What about going to a psychologist to do debugging?
Yeah.
Like, do you think that they should find some bugs in your latest, this stable version of you? Like, you think you're so stable? Do you think there are some bugs in your vulnerabilities?
Performance optimizing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So. Okay. Yeah. So, how about you, Rashid? What would you say to that question?
I think it depends. If once person is feeling that he needs it, why not? He should or have to meditate. Or if he feels better after meditation, I think it's a good way
Yeah, I mean, if you don't try, you will never know, right? You got to give it a try.
Yeah.
I think I tried it once. This is the second time I've tried meditation. I think maybe second or I've tried it like 2 or 3 times in my life, and it was always with the help of someone else. So, but this was another girlfriend of mine from Russia. So, nothing. Okay, well, one of the reasons I've learned so many languages, by the way. Anyway, so, but yeah. So I was in Russia, in Perm, right? There's a vegan girlfriend of mine who was into this kind of like, Buddhism, Hinduism, I don't know, like this kind of like meditation, spirit, whatever, all of those things. I don't know which one. I don't even remember now, but yeah, so the thing is, we did meditation for 30 minutes, just sitting in front of each other in a kind of a lotus position, right? Just sitting in front of each other on the floor and listening to some, I think, Hindu mantra was going on in the background. It was a very interesting, nice mantra. And we were listening to this mantra, closed eyes, sitting, and just like sitting there for 30 minutes. It was very interesting as an experience. I liked it very much.
Did you feel better after that?
Yeah, much better, actually. It was inside of the experience. Yeah, I mean, not after, but during. And during and after. I mean, it was very good. It was not like, I was like doing this, when is the effect going to come? Like, when is it going to start? When am I going to be high? No, I was enjoying it during the activity itself. So it wasn't like something that happens, you take some drugs, you wait, and then it's comes in. Yeah, so I would recommend actually you guys to try maybe guided mindfulness, whether mindfulness or some meditation, or try some, mantras. You can find some on Contact. Yeah, that's what we did before, like when we were doing that. It was on Contact. She had a playlist and she opened it from there. So, it was a nice mantra. You can find some Indian mantras and listen to that and try that for half an hour. Sitting and just releasing your mind for half an hour, it's an experience. It's nice. So, mantra, you've never tried, has anyone tried it? Zen, maybe you have.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Of course. Satnam. Yeah, there are many.
Satnam. Om. Right? Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, I've tried once. Such kind of. Yeah, so I didn't get it at all. What was that?
Maybe you were hearing but not listening. Maybe you should have opened up.
It's about the sound. It's not about even the sense. It's about the sound. So we're trying to explain such very delicate things here, guys, and it really.
It works individually, I think.
It's impossible to discuss this at this level, I guess. You have to be truly so interested in this to go there under the cover, because it will stay somewhere at the surface, and it's such a pity. Yeah, I would want to bring it somehow to you, to show this beauty, to show these methods, but it's impossible. So you have to be very devoted. First of all, for example, I need your devotion. First of all, just to explain something. If you don't have devotion, I can't explain at all. So I have no instruments.
You have to have the, you have to tune in, and you have to be open to receiving what's being, what's out there, definitely. Right? Yeah. Or in there. So if you have like this kind of like blocks, right? Mental.
Yeah, you don't need it. Probably you really don't need it. Probably no. Just I can't say not for you, but probably not at this moment. So.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be ready for it, right? You got to
be ready. But here, I don't want just to say that. I think everyone should have a chance just to. At least to see something in this, and it's so difficult because it's like we have a gap between us, and it's impossible to jump. Yeah, really. It's not because I'm somehow above you or below, but just we are like moving in parallel worlds, I would say. It looks like this. And I can't give you my language.
Experience.
We're like speaking different languages. And so I really would want to show it to you, but I don't know how.
Zen, I think Artyom wanted to say something. Yeah, he's waiting. Go ahead, Artyom.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but like I have a message like
from the
my
universe.
internet doesn't work.
Your internet doesn't work? Yeah, this is message and this.
Yes, now we can.
One of the best frozen pictures, right? You're like, look at his dog. He froze really well, I think. Anyway.
Hotel error.
Person after meditation.
After meditation, yeah.
I'm gonna take a cap of this. I don't know, like. See, screenshot, guys, please. Yeah. Okay, I'll say this one. It was. Yeah, all right. So.
Sorry.
Last question, guys. We started a bit late, so I think we still have a bit of time, right? Oh, yeah, it was a fun time. So, how is it different from daydreaming, contemplation, self-hypnosis, or just resting with your eyes closed? Yeah, I took your screenshot, Artyom. I hope you don't mind.
Daydreaming.
Yeah.
I think in my case, there is no difference because just close the eyes and meditation.
Closing your eyes and meditation, no difference?
Yeah, I mean, closing eyes and meditation. There is no difference for me.
Well, then you're not doing it right, I think.
Actually, you even don't always need to close your eyes in meditation. Sometimes I meditate while I'm driving. That's one of my favorite ones.
Dangerous.
So
driving.
Dynamic meditation, while I'm driving.
You'll definitely get a message from the universe then, but I don't think you'll like it.
Yeah, it somehow you can't.
Don't meditate while driving.
No.
Your last meditation.
Your last meditation.
Yeah.
No, it works. It's okay.
Yeah.
I can be of course, I can be very focused while I meditate. I'm always focused, and that's okay.
Focus on the road or focus on the meditation?
It's the balance between very deep focus on the road so that I don't kill my car and other cars, but at the same time, it's like...
People, not cars. Cars can die, that's okay, but people shouldn't die.
Okay, people shouldn't die. Yeah, and but at the same time, it's like trust. Trust and focus.
Yeah. So you have these kind of like moments of being in the zone, right? There's like in the zone. So for example, I get these kind of like moments sometimes. I used to get it. I don't play anymore, not as much. When you're playing music, right, or when you're running, there's a runner's high, runner's high, and there's also like the, I guess, musician's high or something. Like you're hyper focused on an activity. There's this moment when you're like this, I don't know, time period, where you're hyper focused on what you're doing and you forget about everything else. You're completely
become an action.
immersed.
Like you're just merged with the action.
Yeah, you become one with the thing that you're doing, your action, right? It's just a beautiful, amazing feeling. It just and then you get out of it and you're like, whew, what was that? Yeah. Okay, so do you ever feel like in the zone? Have you ever felt that way?
Yeah, I feel it's like a running high. I
Runner's high.
Yeah, runner's high. But I think it's more like of hormones, working of hormones. Instead of, when you are running, your body's trying to, to protect you from some hurts or something. And it как выделяет.
with
Hormones?
excretes, secretes hormones.
Secret hormones. So this is why you are feeling the runner's high.
It's the hormones, right? Well, I love this kind of like, I mean, okay, with hormones, fine. But you see, there's the thing with the European culture. They always reduce everything to electrochemical, mechanical, whatever, like DNA, something, like they just abiogenesis, and they just reduce everything to something like, epiphenomena. Like they say consciousness doesn't exist, it's an epiphenomena. It's just something that the brain does. It's not really even necessary. You could take it out and you could still be like this functioning robot kind of stuff, So they just
we can reproduce it. We can explain it and reproduce it.
You can reproduce consciousness.
I don't know but if you inject some hormones in you, if you don't try, you can feel the same, feeling like runner's high, for example.
Wait, did you say you can reproduce consciousness?
What is consciousness?
Сознание.
Осознанность.
Not the consciousness, but the feeling of
осознанность.
Okay. Not the consciousness, but if you want to feel the runner's high, you can, eject the hormones to you and feel the same. They feel the same.
What about this? Can you make someone like inject hormones and make love? Make someone love someone?
Yes, it's also hormones, I think.
So it's like this witch's potion kind of thing, right? The witch gives some potion, and then you drink it and you fall in love, kind of stuff.
I'm not sure about fall in love, but you can feel empathy for someone, for example. I don't remember the right names of hormones, but yeah.
I want that hormone, this love potion. I want that love potion, secretion hormone, whatever it is. I want it so that I can, imagine how many unhappy people could be made happy with that potion. Get out of their depressions and loneliness and whatnot. I don't know. Can you? That's revolutionary. How do you do that?
I agree.
I'm not sure that it's revolution. I think it's like a medical procedures and sometimes
But no one has invented it yet. Fortunately. Why? Where is it?
Share a link?
Can I have a portion of love, please?
Portion of love.
Yeah.
But they didn't use hormones to make you feel better for fighting with depression, for example.
Actually, love. Actually, the science behind lust, attraction, and companionship. Though there are overlaps and subtleties to each type is characterized with hormones. Testosterone and estrogen drive lust. Dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin create attraction. And oxytocin and vasopressin mediate attachment. Let's get chemical.
If you take a drugs, you will feel love for everyone, no matter the gender.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about this? Is it going to last? How long is it going to last?
For several days.
It will last till you feel these hormones inside you, while these hormones is working.